Hi, it's Monica, and for today's episode of A Good Listen, I am talking about Jessica Simpson's new memoir, Open Book. I feel like everyone is talking about it. I immediately got the audible version of the book, so she reads the audio version of the book, and at the end of the audio version, there were 6 songs that she released that I think right now are exclusive to that, but will be released to the general population. You can get it, download those songs soon. But as of right now, she reads the book, which I think is a huge bonus because it really feels like someone is talking to you on the phone, telling you their story, and this is her story. The book starts off with her hitting rock bottom. I wasn't aware of this at all. I don't read gossip magazines or tabloids or anything like that. I do listen to some pop culture podcasts, but I wasn't aware that she had any problem with alcohol ever. The book starts with her hitting rock bottom, deciding not to drink, and then goes through her life up until a couple of months ago, really. It hits on her childhood and pivotal events, really serious ones that she is sharing, opening up about, that I think it's probably was really hard to do and really awesome of her, brave of her. Talks about her cousin passing away, her young cousin passing away, and how much of an impact that really had on her. She talks about the Mickey Mouse Club auditions and moving around a lot, and then trying to get into the music industry and really feeling like she wanted to, or that God was calling her to use her voice to connect with people. And throughout the book, she references her faith, which I think is really awesome. She talks about how from an early age too, because she was doing Christian music and singing at Christian events, that she had to hide her body a lot to not look sexual, and how waiting until marriage became such a hot topic of what people would ask her. And she goes into meeting and her marriage with Nick Lackey, which I think is super interesting. I was so into Newlyweds. Like, I was very into MTV at the time when that show was around. And I think that's one of the reasons why I love that she read the book, is because I feel like it was like, oh, we're catching up on all of these things. And to hear her side of how everything happened, and to realize too, so many different times, like, she was very young, and this is real life. Sometimes when we are talking about people on TV, in magazines, wherever it is, it seems disconnected. And for her to tell her story in her own voice, you realize, like, perspective, this is her real life, that all of this was happening. And she references the people she dated after her marriage, Tony Romo and John Mayer, which I didn't know any of that. So I thought, like, yeah, what the heck? But I think it is great. Since she's reading it, there are times, because this is her real life story, that she gets emotional. Or you can tell she's like smiling as she's reading, remembering a memory. Her clothing line, her shoe line, amazing, like epically successful, and talks about how that got started too. I just think so much of it is a peek behind the curtain, but done in a very conversational, very cool, authentic way. She might have had, I don't know if she's had a ghostwriter or a co-writer or whatever, because it's very well written. And I think at this point, I think I used to be a good writer. And because I am doing more videos and podcasts and writing less, I used to write for the blog every single day. And I think I was a better writer in the past. Like, at this point, I would need help writing. And that used to be my jam. So I give it 5 stars. I highly recommend. I definitely think I am the target audience for it, but I thought it was really interesting. I got sad towards the end when it was getting close to being over, because it really did feel like catching up with a friend. So I give it 5 stars. And with memoirs, I'm really excited because after listening to Educated, which is a rough memoir for sure. Every story that was like in any way a memoir style personal account of someone's life, I have been like not really connecting to, because that one was just, again, rough. If this one brings you high, I think that one is just, it's a thing, even though I think it's an amazing book, and I also recommend that, which I listened to before I started doing a good listen regularly. But my point is that I have not been able to connect with a memoir since that one, and this one I really did. Maybe it's because I feel more familiar, but yeah, I recommend. Let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know what else you're reading or listening to, because I obviously need another good listen. At this point, I went through this one very fast. So let me know what you're reading or listening to.